Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. We are now in episode 10, and it has been quite some time since I recorded the last episode. I'm hoping that my audio sounds considerably better now. I got a new microphone. I think my old one was either dying or something was just wrong because I listened to the audio on those last videos and it was just going up and down and fading in and out and But we now have a new mic. We have a better mic. So let's dive into things. I believe we decided last time we were going to be doing side quests today. So let's go do some side quests. What are our side quests? Okay, we could go looking for his collar, but I think that's going to require going somewhere we can't go yet. I think these two are actually related in some way. Like, that's our main overarching quest.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
Hey, there's one thing we can do. I think.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
Warm as dragon's breath.
Because we've already talked to Esmeralda about everything we could talk to Esmeralda about.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size fields ever seen.
Guess we could once more talk to her guards. He wants nothing to do with that.
Legion's greetings, hunter. So fair a lady, steadfast will I guard. I am Septimus. And what questions are those?
Yeah, is there anybody up here? Doesn't look like it, so go stealthy. That seems like something you probably shouldn't have shouted out, but oh dear. I'm not really sure why that told me that just now, but okay.
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, milady. We legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Oh, we have a cellar.
I'll need to unlock this somehow.
All kinds of keys in here. Door on the other side of this. Ah,
Ah, so that's what that did.
And when you sit in the chair, when you look for books.
A bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
Alright, we found a...
Oh, but don't you worry, milady. We legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Master of Stealth.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Catched in any way? I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Alright, before we deal with that, let's go over to the inn. Because one of those things she found was... inn chest key.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and churn.
That's enough of that now!
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
Is birch black? I thought birch was white. Oh, Lord.
And so we meet yet another adulterous harpy.
No doubt she's guilty as sin.
Another? I don't know which Cecile you've been turned through, buddy, but this one ain't exactly an adulterous harpy nesting ground.
Now, your head's grown more swollen than Saffron's, I dare say.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicile's ever seen.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous claims. Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dear. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a frying pan? Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival. Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool. This letter, it was a show of passion. A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus. But all of it is circumstantial. I've a perfectly logical explanation for every piece of so-called evidence against me, and yet you've been trailing me like a bloodhound. People seem to want to believe I am guilty, so let me tell you something I've been keeping to myself. Perhaps it may yet lead to the true culprit. Over the last few months, Jake grew distant. Distant and dark somehow. Something in him changed. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he was no longer the gentle man he used to be. In fact, he scared me. It all began the day he met Evelyn, Master Theliron's apprentice. She healed him of what we all believe to be a fatal wound he suffered hunting boars. I think he became obsessed by her, or obsessed by the secrets I just know she holds. Talk to this woman. There is more to her than meets the eye. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she belongs to that sect. You know, to those who worship a goddess without name and practice rituals of blood. I never liked her from the moment I met her. Men cannot see past her beauty, but I have gazed her in the eye and it was death that leered back at me. She hails from Silverglen, a village in the forest north of Sicile. How she made it past the undead without a legion escort, I'll never know. Though I can hazard an eerie guess. If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her. She had her claws in him for many long months, and finally she must have cut too deeply.
We've secured the perimeter.
Well, let's go see what Evelyn has to say for herself.
No better solution to the zombie.
Did I just walk right past her?
She realized. To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seven's name she's up to. The girl flew from here like she just heard the location of the Philosopher's Stone. She even left her pouch unattended in the next room. Most unlike her, to be sure. She usually keeps it within sight at all times. Very strange she'd leave it behind. It's in the next room if you'd like to take a look. I'd try her house, for starters. It's not far from here. I'll mark the location on your map.
Neat. Key. Closed door. Saint Laurent's got him some nice chairs. Didn't see much of interest in there, though. So, unsneak. Back in the party.
Oh, I know it's here somewhere. I wouldn't want to ruin this particular batch of party.
Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried and true cat burglar.
Why, thanks. I rather do, don't I? Ha! A few more heists and I'll be a fat cat in no time.
No doubt about it. Your easygoing sleight of hand
Alright, where's Evelyn's house? Y'all get in here. Close the door. Once Dietmar arrives with the staff, I will be utterly unstoppable. How pleased the conduit will be. How great the reward she'll grant when she sees the evidence of my dedication. The counselor will be of no concern to her now. I have taken the necessary precautions to disguise the Northwest Beach lair from prying eyes, so that only those with knowledge of the spell may enter. I do say Aru's little terror taking control of the northern path leading there was quite the unexpected boon. Few are the fools who will face that monstrosity, and my lair will remain undisturbed. May the goddess guide me. I've word that the conduit has done away with the so-called White Witch. Good riddance. She haunts Lacula Forest like a ill phantom, wailing over the natural order. Without her meddling, the strong will rise and the weak will fall, as is their nature. The Immaculate Way will flourish.
So she's got a lair on the beach, does she?
Perhaps that's where she stashed Jake's body.
He tells me the hour is nigh. The king will live again. When the stone is secured, I will be unstoppable. Surely you've heard about my sister already. Gone forever. There is so little that stands in our way now. Redouble your devotion, for the rewards are inconceivable. We shall meet again soon. Signed, the Conduit. Through blood her power flows. Through blood her power triumphs. Reanimation serum. Uh-huh.
Another piece of trash.
Well, I would say that Esmeralda is probably in the clear now.
Fresh haddock! Perfect for a fry-up!
Grave responsibilities. To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seven's name she's up to.
Hmm. Yeah, send the ring over. Send the shield over. Hmm. We die so much. More armor. Ah, AoE. Expensive, but AoE. Alright, let's see what else we got here. He's making his way to Evelyn's hideout, okay.
My word!
Fantastic!
Today, I think.
My word!
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
My word!
And I have heard from a ghost who knew.
What is it this time? No, really? I hadn't noticed. If not for this ridiculous, can take it up with Katerina. She's the master of...
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Of course you are. Entertainment is Katerina's #1 export to this
Right away, my dear, just as fast as your boots can carry you. You've found something decent to perform, I trust, and you've gathered enough actors to do it justice? Speak to Master Chaucer if you're ready.
Bravo! Bravo! Fantastic!
I have no idea what's about to happen.
What is it this time? Katerina's given the go. Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you whatever crowd of drunken yokels can be prevailed upon to watch you flail about on stage. Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. Not planning on playing to an empty audience, are you? Wait until I've gathered some victims.
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. A few moments longer, and everyone will be seated. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is.
My word! My word!
Oh, come
The
on.
stage is yours.
What's the hold up?
Bravo! Yeehaw! My word!
When did you say this was supposed to start again? Oh, I hope there's an
The
encore.
crowd seems to know the tale. They wholly approve of your beginning.
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
The crowd is thrilled. Whatever
I
will
have the
happen
text
next
over
is
on the
sure
other
to
screen.
excite them.
Fantastic.
The crowd seem quite impressed with your delivery. Keep it up.
Good show!
Good show.
The crowd gasps. They're on the edge of their seats. Go on. Push them over. Gasps ring out across the audience. They must know how it ends. They simply must.
Fantastic.
The crowd explodes into applause and appreciation. You've woven them a tale of desperation and hope, and they are alive with the thrill of it.
Took my breath away, it did. Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
My word!
Come on! Come on! Can't... What is it this time? Bravo! Bravo! Well, I'm certainly not afraid of admitting when I'm wrong. That was, well, nearly enjoyable. I suppose you earned yourself a little something for your trouble, wouldn't you?
Fantastic.
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Of course you are.
Fantastic.
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew
By the
Elliot,
seven,
who is said to
what
have
a
known
tale!
Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king, The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst of
Show all of the Sicil what you're made of. Apart from beer and flatulence.
Ah, a familiar face. Come, watch the show. I promise it'll take your mind off It seems even my usually choosy audience has been taken, and even when there's no crowd to speak of, old Reggie still has at least one fan calling bravo and hee-haw. I don't know how he inspires such loyalty with less talent contained between his hat and his boots than I've in my crusty handkerchief.
Hear the stage calling you?
Don't pity me. When Reginald...
My word!
Fantastic!
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
My word!
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
By the seven, what a tale!
Fantastic!
Fantastic!
Performers, showmen.
Have some
show all of
pity.
Sicil, what you're made of. Apart from beer and flatulence.
Fantastic!
My word!
My word! Careful, comrades. I've seen sorcerers and fools even lowly foul the dark enchantments.
My Balberith's bonds.
Today,
You see
I
sorcery
think,
in the
a
clear
king.
blue sky, don't you?
Sigurd
Yeah,
and his
what are you
rainbow-
looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. And look, there stands the world-famous Reginald the Entertainer. Better check it out if you don't want to miss the time of your life. Oh, I'm nothing but your average man taking in the best show I've ever seen. I'm amazed and astounded that for a meager gold coin or two, I can take in this first-rate entertainment all day long. Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine gig. I just let my appreciation for Reggie's work be known, and he slips me a few gold coins in return. My voice happens to carry pretty far. Sicil hears me. Sicil wants to see what the fuss is all about. And let me tell you, this amazing show just can't be beat. Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best, and I'd be glad to do it for your little show. 100 gold up front, and yours will be the hottest ticket in Sicil.
Heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known
And I can afford that.
himself, that the king had a great
My
thirst
word!
You're lost, buddy. You know where to find me.
I said that'll be fine, and then I
What are you
didn't
looking
pay
at
it,
me
so.
for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best. 98, 99, 100. Looks like all's in order, Chief. So, ready for a bigger crowd than you can shake a stick at? Stand back and watch this.
himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave
Fantastic!
Come one! Come all!
Ah, a familiar face. Come, watch the show. I promise it'll take your mind off beheading baddies. A person whose sole job is to praise the performance and stir a crowd.
A genius invention. No wonder Reginald has had such success. I knew his act couldn't have outshone mine on its merits alone. Please, you must hire him for me. Imagine the scowl on that conman's face when... Come on! Come on!
Well, I've already hired him, but
Calling you.
Bravo! Yeehaw!
This here is the greatest illusion!
What are you looking at me for? Well, I don't see why I should. Reginald and I have grown rather friendly, you know? And in any case, it'll be hard to pull myself away from this fantastic show!
My
Who
word!
knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the
My
king had
word!
a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he
Good
ordered
lord.
a contest across his realm.
My word!
Today, I think, a king,
Fantastic!
the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
My word!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew
Victory.
who is said to have known Sigurd himself.
Well, I guess it's been long enough since I've stretched my wings a bit, and it ain't so far of a flight now, is it? Maybe I will have a peek at what Cedric's up to over there.
His realm. Today, I
Look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. Ah, a familiar face. Performers, showmen, show all of the Sicil what you're made of. Pardon beer and flatulence.
You there! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head. Step right up!
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. Autographs will have to wait.
Strange! You appear to be my only client. Did the whole of Sicil eat some bad chicken, or what? I knew that fool could never have garnered so much as a guffaw on his own merits. I'll see to this matter immediately.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. What do you call a sword? A resourceful. What? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. It won't be the worst in.
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
To that charlatan!
All right.
He's a con man!
Come on!
Don't
Come
donate
on.
your
Can't you?
time to
Here's
that
the stage
charlatan!
calling you.
there we go. We have stolen the talking head. Let's see if we can get out of here. Maybe we'll go over to Evelyn's house and talk to the head there. No, stay inside.
Not here, not now. We'll be better off speaking in the privacy of the cellar. There are eyes and ears everywhere. You know the healer's clinic, don't you? Oh, what's his name? Theliron. Yes, behind Theliron's house of healing, along the cliffs, you'll find Reginald's sparse little... He keeps a spare key right near the place in a pen guarded by a rather lonely little sheep. Not here, not now. We'll be better off It won't be the worst.
If you think black sheep are weird...
What's that gleam?
Fortunate day. A trip down to the beaches of the Black Cove yielded a wonderful treasure. A talking head. Katerina says it's the stuff of the says it is the stuff of source. But how can such a silly gag be the product of dark magic? It insists its name is Nick, but I think I'll call it Stefan. Now, there's a name with a flair for the showman about it. Wouldn't luck have it, the curio knows a story or two already. And what a voice! My show will be my show will be the most profitable at the fair. I fairly bulge with joy when I think of the sad sack look on Cedric's face.
Ah, a little privacy at last. Out of earshot of that contemptible jester, we can finally speak freely. Where shall we begin? My true name is Nick. In life, I was an entertainer aboard the ship of the famed Pontius Pirate. I once dared to defy him and he savagely beheaded me for the attempt. Little did I know the abuse was only beginning. A wandering sorcerer, mad as the day is long, found my severed head on the beach and resurrected me. I spent months in his company listening to him blather on about his every inane opinion. When I asked him to return my head to my body, it must be in the Black Cove still, he became enraged and tossed my head into the sea. Reginald stumbled upon me some days later and consigned me into his horrid little show. I know not how long I've been entertaining slack-jawed imbeciles at the Sicil Fair. All I know is I just can't take it anymore. More than anything. But the chances are so slim with the Black Cove utterly infested with Pontius's undead cronies. My poor lost body is among them, sightless and silent in their vile company. For all I know, they're using it as a coat rack. Traveller, if there were any way you would brave the cove's depths and reunite me with myself, you'd be doing me the only kindness I'd have received in as long as my poor memory serves. That charlatan doesn't have a lick of his own talent, so he begs, borrows and beats it from those of us with a real vision for the stage. What I wouldn't give to give old Red... Ah, a little privacy at last. Out of earshot of that It won't be the worst in...
Hey, anything worth stealing in here? Doesn't look like it. I have the teleporter pyramids. Both of them.
Striking it rich!
Maybe we're supposed to go back to Aru about that? Yeah, let's go visit Aru.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
I'm also starting to think that Jake is not entirely dead. I'm not sure whether his death was faked or whether he's a zombie now, but...
That's it, troops. Train up while you can. The next order. And at any moment.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. But certainly. What would you like to know? By all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. His body is gone? Replaced with that of a sheep? This is all very disconcerting, to say the least. Grave robbery reeks of necromancy. Could Jake have been involved with those that raise the dead? It seems too improbable to be true, but nevertheless. You're onto something, Hunter. Do follow the scent and see where it leads you. By all means. And what might those be? One of them failed? Who is the mongrel that dares to question my engineering expertise? I take it the mutt in question was referring to the Sparkmaster 5000. It isn't failing, it just became... well, it became self-aware. Frightfully annoying when that happens. You know what? Here's the remote access device with which I used to control it. There's a manual for that somewhere around here, too. Yours, if you can find it. I really should invite Victoria one of these days, so she can help me organize my mess of a library. Oh, a mere trifle for one. You have a flair for until they conclude those who are the enemy. We'll have none of that, you hear?
Hey, you said I could have it if I could find it.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
Ah, the Source Hunter. Oh, still not finished with that sorry it was stolen? Gods, what a fool. He has a lot to answer for, but not as much as the one that did the bribing in the first place. Guess your mission is pretty clear. What is in her diary certainly seems to implicate she dabbles in sorcery. Well, you're supposed to be the Source Hunter, aren't you? Go hunt some source!
I really don't like that guy. Have I ever gone down here? Yes, yes, I have.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir.
All right, guys, I believe that is where we're going to have to call it for this episode. We have done what appears to be most of our side quests here in Seal, and now we may journey. Let's see. Back in Seal, we're going to go at the North Gate and explore that area some. So, there will be combat next week. So, until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good day.